Strange, the things you remember, the people, the places, the moments in time burn into your heart forever, while others fade into the mist. I've always known I lived a life different from other men. When I was a lad, I saw no path before me. I simply took one step and then another. Never forward, never onward, rushing towards someplace I knew not where. And one day I turned around and looked back and saw that each step I'd taken was a choice. To go left, to go right, to go forward, or even not to go at all. Every man has a choice. Between right and wrong. Between love and hate. Sometimes between life and death. The sum of those choices becomes your life. The day I realized that is the day I became a man.
Hey, Bikeaholics, do you have your grip on?
You know, the Biker Gripper.
Simply the best motorcycle cell phone, GPS, radar detector, and EFI Tuner mount on the market.
Oh, it grips so tight.
That's right, 18 pounds grip strength to be exact.
So sleek and strong.
That's right, fits American or metric motorcycles and comes in black or chrome.
So what are you waiting for? Get your grip on.
You can get the Biker Gripper exclusively in the Law Abiding Biker store. Head over to www.lawabidingbiker.com/store and get your grip on. That's right, you should be riding. If you're not, you should be thinking about riding. If you're not thinking about riding, well then we're
here for you. We got the cure.
We're here to help. That's right. That's Lurch. We're changing things up here in July of 2015. We're not even doing our entry song. Does it feel weird?
It does feel. It feels a little anticlimactic. I mean, I like that Biker Gripper. That was hot.
You like that?
That was
your
cool.
Lovely wife has a voiceover career, if anything.
It grips tight.
Yeah, that was pretty hot.
So tight.
That was pretty
I
hot.
about had to leave the room for about 5 minutes.
I just like changing it up.
Go for it.
We're going to do our intro music in the future, but you know what? Sometimes I just like to keep people guessing at
That's
how
cool.
we're going to roll here at Law Abiding Biker Media.
That's cool.
Surprises. Of course, I am Ryan Erlacher, your host of the Law Abiding Biker podcast, and your
High Tech Red.
and you heard it right there from the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Chewbacca.
That's right, boys.
Chewy's got some stuff to talk about in this episode, and of course, we got Lurch over there. There he is, the one and only.
Oh, man.
That's right. And of course, the opening poem was Lurch in his sexy voice.
Little shout out. That's the thing I've said from time to time to people that will remain unnamed. Edward is life's all about choices.
It is.
I've heard you say that.
You just got to make a few good ones in a row. And I'll tell you what, the young lad finally listened to me. The young lad finally listened to me. He's stringing together a great set of choices, and I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're talking about Cuz.
Yeah.
And he's
Doing
freshly
well.
married.
He is.
We just had his wedding this weekend, right? So
Yep.
big shout out to Cuz
And Blue.
and Blue, his new wife who rides a Harley.
Yeah, she's got 3
She's
bikes.
got tattoos.
She's inked
She's
up.
awesome.
Yep. And she's got 3 bikes. She's got a crotch rocket. She's got a little custom bobber. And then she's got a Sportster that she tricked out and made a bobber out of.
Didn't she just sell one?
She's in the process of trying to sell her little custom bobber.
Okay.
What more could you want? A beautiful woman who has tattoos and drives
Who
a
can kick
Harley.
your ass?
Rides a Harley.
Which Cuz needs.
Oh.
He needs a woman that can kick his ass
Yeah, she
when he
can
gets
do it.
out of line.
Oh, yeah, she'll do it.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That way Lurch doesn't have to do it
No,
anymore.
I'm tired of doing it.
Lurch
It's
is
her
tired
job
of
now.
kicking his ass.
man.
Not my problem. She can Judy chop him when he's out of control.
After he's out of lust here, he might get back on the podcast.
Maybe we can drag him back
When
in
he's
here.
out of lust.
Yeah, well, you know what? If we do it on a night that she's working, he's got
Yeah.
time. Yep, he'll come over.
No, and honestly, we haven't, it's the first time we've been able to get Chewy back in here.
Yeah.
Because we just had the interviews going down and all that. Chewy, you just went out and rode Lurch's new 2015 Road
man.
Glide, which last episode we did on your brand new Road Glide, and then you got to take it for a little spin. What do you think, buddy?
It is awesome. I'm telling you what, it rides great. And, we talked about the fairing not moving when you turn, but it's really, it doesn't, to me, it wasn't that big of a deal. It rode great.
No, it doesn't take very long to get used to the difference between a street glide and a road glide.
It didn't ride bad at all. It was great. So,
I like
180 miles, and the boy let me.
Did you like it? I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
That's the only thing I wouldn't let you ride is my wife. You can ride my bike. I trust you. You're a brother.
I'm not asking for that.
You're a brother.
True that.
Appreciate
that.
Appreciate it.
It has been, let's talk briefly, here in the Yakima Valley, in the area that we're in and surrounding Yakima County, Washington State. It's been for 2.5 weeks now, smoldering between 100 and 110 degrees Fahrenheit, solid.
New record. Never been had that many over. Yep.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was a new record. I just knew it was fucking hot.
It was, the record was either tied or broke on the 4th.
Really?
Yeah. It was 8 days in a row was the record.
Well, dude,
over
it's
100.
supposed to be like this up through the weekend.
Yeah. I was going to finally get under 100 probably towards the weekend.
Wow. I guess I didn't follow the weather enough to know that. I do know that it seems odd that it's been this hot for so long. And here in the studio, guys, kicking it out for you guys. Literally. Okay. So my house is air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
What you have to understand is when it's 110 degrees and this is a western exposure, the wall to we're in the, technically it's the Law Abiding Biker podcast broadcast studio, but it is a bonus room. It's above my garage. And so it's a 1-level house except for the bonus room. So the bonus room is about 10 degrees hotter than the rest of the house. And then when you get,
hot.
and then I've got 3 computers, 4 monitors, 2 computers, 2 monitors. So 4 altogether. We've got rack gear and mixers. And I'm telling you, all this gear, and then 3 bodies in here.
And Buddy the studio dog.
And
Buddy the studio dog.
He's warming up my right thigh as we speak.
Buddy likes sitting in the sofa between everybody. Sometimes he comes over here and checks me out, and he loves me. He spends a lot of days up here with me because I put in an ass load of hours on this stuff for you guys. And he hangs here with me.
He's just chilling.
He's definitely extra body heat tonight. I'm thinking of kicking his ass out.
Yeah, usually,
I'm going to beat the small dog.
The crazy thing about living up here in the Pacific Northwest, especially in the desert here of Yakima, we'll get 100 degrees at night and we'll be in the high 60s we'll be 100 a day and like the high 60s at night. So we get that relief. You can open up your windows and cool it down during the night. But,
yeah,
I've been working nights. I've been coming home
Recently,
3:30, 4 o'clock, and it's like 80 degrees
yeah,
still.
It's not.
I went
going
running
down.
at 7:15 a.m.
It's not
sharp this
cooling
morning. It was
off.
freaking still 80 degrees. I was sweating like it was midday.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
came home the other night at 3 and it was 79.
I love it. I mean, I like it. But it's relentless. And we went to Wenatchee the other day, and it just after that long, it does get relentless. But I'm not complaining because then it'll be cold and we'll be bitching about that. Doesn't
No,
stop
I
us
won't
from
because
riding.
I have heated grips.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Actually, they're in a box, but they will be on my bike
They
soon.
will be. And we'll be doing a video
on a long
that.
ride. 100 degrees that can beat you up.
No, I'm
Last year when we did that, 108 it was when we were coming through Nevada.
Yeah.
It was just hotter than
It is.
Yeah, going through
man.
Reno.
It
it
beats
was
the shit
hard.
out of you.
crap.
I admit it.
We
It
couldn't
beats
drive
the-
very long. We had to stop and buy a bottle of water just to dump over our head.
Yeah, we're not used to it. We're used to.
Now we are.
We're getting used to it.
Mhm.
The other night it was starting to cool off, and I go, man, it feels really good out here, babe. And we looked at the thermometer is 95,
Yeah.
but
And that feels
it been
good.
110, so that
Right.
15 degrees felt like a
Just like tonight.
blast of cool air.
A break when we left the studio up
Oh
here.
yeah, I'm looking forward to riding home tonight. It's gonna be
Oh.
nice.
It's going to be beautiful.
Just the fact that the sun's behind the mountains now. Just that fact. You're like, oh,
I'm gonna ride right off of Chewy's right side and put my high beam dual
yeah.
Daymaker LEDs right in his mirror.
Perfect. But it don't stop us, the hot weather from biking.
Nope.
That's how we roll here at Law
Absolutely
Abiding
not.
Biker Media. The cold doesn't stop us. The heat doesn't stop
the
us.
rain.
I got ETIMS. What do I care?
You don't have to care. You don't.
The rain, the hail, it doesn't stop us.
Or EITMS.
We
You know what I'm talking about.
Yep, engine
Yep.
idle
There
temperature
you go.
management system.
EITMS.
Of course, we have a video on that.
Yeah, check it out.
Everything you need to know about your engine idle temperature management system, EITMS. You have it on your Harley. Forget what year, 2008 and beyond or something like that. But
Yeah, my 08 had it, so at least that old.
So lawabidingbiker.com/EITMS. People loving that video. It's without explaining it. We're going to actually do an episode. We've never actually done it. Even though we made a video, we've never done a podcast episode on it. So we're going to do that down the road. Yeah. We will do a video or a podcast on that and tell you guys basically what that is and why you need to be concerned, and or if I should say you need to be concerned about it. So, all right. So we're just roasting in the studio up here, guys. That was the reason for the heat thing. So it is like 10 degrees. Warm. And I just haven't had an HVAC guy yet. We talked about it last year, Matt, on a podcast episode. I was talking about it last year at this time.
Putting a booster in the stack that comes up here.
Yeah. We got to do something because it's just freaking ridiculous.
You could almost put a one of those portable air conditioners in your window.
You could.
It might make too much noise for the.
Oh, you know what?
Problem.
You're right. It would.
It'd be great for when I'm working up here daily.
Yeah.
But at the podcast, we'd have to shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking it would be just darn near the same price to put an extra fan in the vent just to this room to force more air up here. But anyways, that's a whole nother subject. I just need to do it. And as soon as I think about doing it, it'll already be cool again. So then I'll forget about it for the winter. But all right, so today's episode, guys, we have an awesome episode for you guys. It's all about the new Biker Gripper cell phone, GPS, radar detector, EFI Tuner mount. It is the best on the market. It's the sleekest. You heard it.
It's the sexiest.
Should I play it again?
Awesome.
No. I should play it again.
No.
No, we're not.
My erection finally went away from the first time you played it.
No doubt, dude. But it is really, guys, it's the only solution if you want quality. And of course, we'll get into the specifics of that. And within that, we're going to talk about 2 recs.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know you're thinking, audience, oh, that's boring. It's going to be a big commercial.
Oh, yeah.
No. The 2
Good
wrecks
call.
that the bikes have been in are going to be entertaining. So
And one
stick
recent with
us.
Chewy and his wife went down.
Yep.
So it's not just about, good call, Lurch. If you're thinking it's just about a promo for the Biker Gripper, of course, any biker grippers we sell, that money goes right back into law-abiding biker media, and we put fuel in the tank, and we keep bringing more content to you guys. So not only are you getting a badass product, you're getting the satisfaction that it's going back into a good cause, law-abiding biker media. Of course, we're trying to monetize in different ways. We've got Patreon going on. We've got, the biker grippers. We've got the video sales. Because honestly, guys, at the end of the day, you know as well as I do, and I know that by now I can talk to the audience honestly. We feel a lot of emails and stuff. You guys know, and we get thanked for it. We put in a lot of time, and it's your way, for doing things to help us out, like biker grippers or videos you buy or becoming patrons or donations. You're basically telling us we appreciate your time and your time away from your family. That's just the way things work. You know what I mean? That's how society works. We take satisfaction. Of course, we like meeting bikers all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of extra benefits aside from monetary, but there's just an ass load of bills too as we grow. And so enough said about that. So it's just another way to support us and get a really, really badass product.
You kind of sound like a preacher, dude.
Hey.
Preach.
Hey,
preacher man.
We're going to take that offering. Hey, yeah.
Oh,
Say amen.
amen.
Can I have an amen?
Amen.
We're just deliriously hot in here when we're doing this shit like this. But anyways, guys, transparent here at Law Abiding Biker Media. We are trying to pay the bills and, of course, grow and bring you guys more content. But this, again, like Lurch said, this episode is certainly not a one-off promo for Biker Gripper. We are proud of it, but it's a lot about a wreck Chewy was recently in. He's first time he's talked about it publicly, and pretty scary ordeal. Him and the old lady went down.
Some lessons learned.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
You guys know that I went down, and I high-sided about 2 years ago. Was that on not last year, it was the year before.
Before, yeah.
So it would have been 2013, the Sturgis, or not Sturgis, but our summer trip, Sworn Few MC, which is the club we're all involved with, the Sworn Few MC. I went down and high-sided, and I openly talked about it publicly in the podcast, of course, and lessons learned and things that I could have done better and things I did well and kind of how that went down. Well, we're going to break it down, and Chewy's, he's going to break it down for you guys. And so you might want to make sure you have a drink in hand. Make sure that...
Put your helmet on, throw some leathers on.
Yep. Make sure you have a box of tissues next to you. It's scary.
I'm here.
It's scary.
That's a good thing.
We almost lost our little Chewy.
We're here.
We almost lost our little Chewy.
You lost a little bit of skin.
I did. Yes.
I thought this was the last thing people were going to hear when he went down. going off the cliff.
You probably did hear that. But people behind probably heard that. Yeah.
Oh, I seriously, Chewy, I was scared. We didn't want to lose you.
Yeah. No, it was lucky. Yeah, we were lucky.
Feel it deep in your loins. All right. Anyways, we are going to break it down, guys. And all jokes aside, because you know what? Like they say, Lurch.
There's those that have been down.
And those who are going down. Mm-hmm. And I've heard, different guys. There are a few dissenting opinions on that.
Oh, you'll eat
That's
it
bullshit.
eventually.
There's just some guys that think they're the best rider. You know what? We're good riders. A car can pull out in front of you, and no matter how defensive you are, sometimes
We had a good friend of ours that's actually going on the Sturgis trip.
Good
that had
call.
a gal do a left turn right in front of him. He barely had a split second to react.
but he anticipated it. On top of it,
luckily he got a little bit of turn in there and some brakes in there, and it could have been a lot worse. He could have center punched her, but he was able to steer just enough to.
But because he was being defensive and anticipating it coming, he was able to dump all that speed prior to, which made it less. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that's the best damn thing you can do, and is just anticipating and minimizing it by being on the brakes soon before you need to be. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So if you have a dissenting opinion, well, I say you're just a little bit.
You've been lucky so far.
You've been lucky so far. You're a little maybe
absolutely true.
Not thinking clearly about the realities of what we all go through.
Are you saying maybe delusional?
Mm-hmm.
Very good word. Thank you for the pick a word.
And you know what? Some guys are lucky and never have an accident, and that's awesome. But
yeah, absolutely.
The odds are not really in your favor that it ain't going to happen. And you can be the best rider in the world, and somebody can turn right in front of you.
A deer can run out in front of you.
A deer can run into you. Just be accepting of the fact that it may in some time eventually happen to you.
Yep, absolutely. Buddy, the studio dog's visiting us again. Someday you guys get to hear him on the mic, but his beard gets in the way.
He doesn't say much.
His beard gets all up in the frickin' microphone in the pop filter, and people can't hear him. He's like, it's like this.
Did you get a nap today? Because you're a little bit.
No, I didn't, and I've been up
a little bit rummy
early, dude. All right, so So we are going to break down Chewy's wreck, and there's a story behind that, of course, and get a lot into that, and then the biker gripper and all that. But you know what? Do you know why people all over the world are hearing this, Chewy? Do you know why?
Apparently not.
You're going to tell us.
Well, if you
look up the screen there, big guy.
We're going to thank some patrons. Patrons are the reason.
Yes, of course, our patrons. Benjamin,
what did they do? What did they do before you read their names?
You know what
they did?
They help fill our fuel tank. Is what they do.
They help put a little fuel in the law-abiding gas tank and keep the motor running on down the road.
Oh, that's
you guys are
And if you're listening to this podcast on the app, you can thank a patron, because that is what they do. They support the show. They support that app. And if you're listening to it on the app, thank a patron.
They straight up took action. That's right. You driving right now. Pull over. That's right. lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon. Patreon. That's right. You running. Just stop. Go to it. That's right.
I think
you
Chewy was
your
looking
dog?
at porn. I think that's what was going on.
He was. How many times has he heard this? But anyways, patrons, guys, seriously, for less than the price of a coffee per month, you too can help put some fuel in the tank. Why don't we thank these wonderful patrons, Chewy?
We got Benjamin Kovar of Salt Lake City, Utah. Thanks, Benjamin. We got
Salt Lake City.
Yeah, Salt Lake.
It's awesome.
We got Ben. Sorry if I butcher this. Spardo.
Did
How
you
can
say
you butcher
butcher
that?
it?
It's
No, he said-
SPARDO.
He
How
said
can you
butcher it.
Butcher it. Sorry if I butcher this name. Spardo.
Centerville, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Thank you, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Rick Malcolm of We Don't Have a...
We don't know. And thank you guys. Thanks, Rick Malcolm. Thanks all you guys.
Y'all were bastards. Look at Lurch looking at me.
I know.
Y'all are bastards.
Love you, brother.
We love you.
He was actually looking at the show notes on his phone.
I know.
I just thought he was...
So I can see better.
Gotcha.
So I don't butcher
okay. I
people's
thought you were
names.
messing with it.
So I don't butcher people's names.
Okay. Sorry for busting your ball.
Nicely done, Chewy. I think. No. We love Chewy. But yeah, thanks, guys. Really, the patron support is absolutely awesome. So get over there and get signed up and make sure bikers around the world that this content continues for those folks. All right. So let's discuss, Chewy. It was a recent ride.
Mm-hmm.
See, I need the dreamy. See, Lurch, I should have on break. I should have got the dreamy music. The Wayne's World. How's it go?
No, diddle-diddle-doo, 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 something like that.
And then what did they say?
Dream sequence.
Dream sequence. Dream sequence. That's right, dude. Oh, I love that.
It was an early morning hour. No.
So I didn't get to go on this ride because I was working. What ride was this? Why don't you just, there's a spring.
It was the annual Sworn Few spring ride that we have. And we.
Back in what month?
I believe it was May.
So it's been a minute since that happened. Yeah. Because, all right. So why don't you, it's the spring ride, and that's a Sworn Few ride, and multiple other people and ride-alongs, and it's more than just the Sworn Few. A lot of other LEOs and different agencies and whatnot, and friends of friends, and right, pretty big deal on the map, right? You a pretty big deal.
Well, I'm a pretty big deal because I'm part of the Sworn Few. That's why. Yeah. No, Justin put this ride together. He usually does each year. Puts it together, our spring ride that we do together. And it started off in Zola. We met everybody there, and we headed up to Mapton, Washington, where we met a couple more guys. Big Daddy was there with a couple of his guys. Then we rode up to Bickleton, Washington, where we stopped off and had some lunch, and then started off our way down to Goldendale. And I'm not sure. I think it's Goldendale Highway is the road. I'm not sure what it is. Goldendale Bickleton Highway.
Sure, I don't know either. I just ride it,
and it goes. I mean, it goes into Goldendale. I think it goes into 97 is where it goes to.
Yeah, it goes actually underneath 97 and into Goldendale.
LD's listening right now, going, "Oh, Chewy, you idiot!"
I think it's the Bickleton Highway.
Bickleton Highway is probably what it is.
Listen, the Justin usually leads us, so I just enjoy the ride. I don't pay that much attention. Yeah. But I think you're right. I think it's the Bickleton and Goldendale Highway.
When we first started off this ride, my wife and I, we started off and we turned out of our cul-de-sac. My wife is about 115 pounds. And so she's a small little thing. And so she's on the back of the bike, and we take off out of my cul-de-sac, and I peg out on the road. And at that point, I'm thinking,
did you start singing this to her?
The fucking look in your eye.
Yeah, she already knows. She knows when. I always have that look in my eye, dude.
Here we go. Wait for it.
Fucking every now and then I fall apart. And I need you now tonight.
Say it.
I fucking need you more than ever.
And if you don't
That was, I don't even know where that came from. I am getting just crazy in here, dude. Sorry to interrupt you. Anyways,
No,
you
that's
see you
cool.
pegged out.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So, we're leaving the house, and it's not, we're stopped at a stop sign. I turn, and we're going down the road, and I peg out. And at that point, you get that gut feeling like kind of
What's
like
peg out? So the listeners that don't know that.
our floor pegs, when you turn and they hit the road.
Floorboards, right?
Floorboards, when they hit the road and you'll scrape on the road. That's what a peg out, that's what I call it, a peg out is.
Correct.
So we turn out, and that happens, and I'm thinking, I bet you my air shocks are low. I better check that when I get down to Justin's house. I better check my shocks. It's like what they tell you in police work. When you get that gut feeling,
And you get that funny feeling.
You better follow through with that. But also, to go along with this, when you start off, I learned a lot of things during this. When you start off and you're going to take a ride, it is very important. Check your bike. I know we talk about this all the time. Check your bike. Go through your bike. Check your tire pressure. Check your airbags. Make sure everything's tight. It's important, because this proved a lot to me when this happened, because I should have went through my bike. I should have went through it. I should have checked. I should have checked the pressure in my shocks. I should have done it. I got down to Justin's. We started talking, and I forgot about it. And so we left, and we got up to Bickleton, had no issues, ate lunch, got done with lunch. We got on the ride. We were probably, I'd say 20 minutes into the ride from when we had lunch, and we were going around a curve. I was third in the set. We ride side by side. Justin was leading. Justin and Lee is the president from our crew up north.
Right. Sworn Few MC up north. Big
Wenatchee.
River crew.
Yeah. And it was Justin and Lee, and then it was me and it was Mike Baker. Mike Baker was beside me on the right. I was on towards the middle of the lane. And I noticed those guys go through. I had braked because I saw the curve was going to be 20. It gave us a sign, 25 mile an hour curve. So at that point I was going about 40 and I
Easy on a bike, yeah.
I downshifted twice.
Mhm.
So it downshifted and I looked at my speedometer. I was at 25 and I saw those guys go through they had their brakes on. They went through the curve. And so I let off and I went through, I gave it a little gas, started to go through the curve. And I noticed Mike had backed off a little bit. Baker was on my right. He had backed off a little bit.
Was his old lady with him?
No, he was by himself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started to go through and it's a blind curve. There was some a big rock ledge on the right-hand side, big cliff on the left-hand side. And so we started to go through the curve and it was like nothing. I wasn't driving fast. I wasn't doing anything stupid. We started to go through the curve. We started pegging out again, hit our pegs. Didn't think nothing of it. Thought, everything's fine. And then it was just split second. The next thing we know, the bike's on its side and I'm skidding across the ground into oncoming traffic. And I'm watching my bike.
See, this is what worries me.
Yeah, I'm watching my bike and I'm thinking, and as soon as we went down, it was like, holy shit. It's hard to process because it happens so fast.
Right.
And I'm thinking, oh shit, I'm skidding across the ground and I'm looking at my bike in front of me and it's going towards the guardrail. So I kind of try to push away from the bike and I push the bike away from me. And I watch the bike skidding on its right side and it hits the guardrail.
Was that in there somewhere?
Yeah,
Tell me that was in there somewhere.
Was because once the bike hit the guardrail, it bounced.
Where's your wife in all this at this point?
She's behind me. So
she wasn't sliding on top of you?
She wasn't.
Okay.
She's actually, and I'm going to talk about her. She's very smart. She thinks a lot. She's been riding since she was 16.
Mm-hmm.
She has more riding experience than I do. So she did a lot of good things.
Maybe she should have been driving.
She could have been. Yeah. Well.
Lurch is not.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah, I got to bust your balls, dude. Go ahead.
She does ride, right?
No, she does.
Yeah.
She's very, very experienced rider. And so we're going down and I remember skidding across the pavement and my bike's in front of me and I push away from the bike. And the next thing I know, I see my bike sliding into the guardrail and we're in oncoming traffic now. And the bike hits the guardrail and pops back up.
That's violent.
Pops back up.
For it to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then it rode the guardrail down.
How far?
From the other guys behind me.
So it popped back up and it's still got all the momentum of forward momentum and it's just racing, sparking,
went right down,
clanging down the guardrail, dude.
I remember thinking
Mad Max kind of deal.
Oh yeah,
Sparks
dude.
flying.
I had several thoughts. I thought we were driving, going around the curve, and I thought, oh, we're fine. We go down. I thought, ow, my arm hurts. Oh shit, my bike. Oh wow, it just popped up on the guardrail. It's riding the guardrail down. And then I thought, oh shit, I just killed my wife.
Yeah.
So finally I come to a stop skidding. And I jump up real quick and I stop looking at the bike and there's probably 25 bikes behind us.
Right. Cause you guys had a big crew.
Yeah.
That's
there's
what we're
25
getting at,
bikes behind us and, they were able to miss us. And by the time I popped up, I turn around because I'm worried that my wife's hurt. And I turn around and I look and she's scooting on her ass off the road, trying to get out of the way because she knows that people are coming behind her. So
Smart.
At that point, I was kind of in shock. At that point, I grabbed her because I was worried. I was like, oh shit, she's hurt bad. So I grabbed her and asked her if she was all right. And she was like, yeah, I think I'm okay. So everybody came to a stop. My bike rolled the guardrail down I'd say probably 50, 60 feet, something like that.
Wow.
Rolled the guardrail.
Didn't hit anybody, obviously.
Nope, didn't hit anybody. Thank the Lord that nobody was coming up the road in oncoming traffic because we would have been done.
That's the scary part.
We would have been done. And thankfully we were going about 30 miles an hour and we didn't go, the bike wasn't going fast enough to go over that guardrail because there was it's a long drop off there. Other than that, I don't know. Protective gear, I was wearing a sweatshirt. It was a warm day. I was wearing a sweatshirt and I had my cut on. My cut had a hole in the back of it where on kind of by my belt
I saw that.
where I had slid on the ground. My arm, I guess my upper arm, my forearm by my
You had a big
by my elbow
rash
was
there.
just ripped. Yeah, ripped to shreds. I had a pretty large wallet, one of those biker wallets you get from Harley Davidson, and that saved my right side.
Your ass cheek?
It did, because when I fell,
Everybody, Chewy's ass cheek is okay. If you're wondering, if
thank
you were
the
worried,
Lord.
just FYI, his ass cheek is still intact.
He's probably got enough hair on it. It wouldn't have hurt him anyway.
Yeah, dude.
Would have lost some hair, maybe.
He probably left hair on the road.
actually, there's not too much hair back there, but there is some. But
Well, I was just joking, man. I didn't really need to know.
Agreed.
hey, I've seen his ball sack. So
True.
you know.
Yeah, sorry.
True
about
that.
But another thing that people should think about when they're riding, I had a just my sweatshirt on, my hooded sweatshirt, and if I'd have had a coat, a leather coat on, and I know it's hot. There's times that it's hot. You don't want to.
No, let's throw it out here. That's how we are.
You don't want to
We're
ride.
always
with
thinking
it.
outside the box.
But I'm telling you, if I'd have had a coat on, I wouldn't have been ripped up at all. I really wouldn't have. My wife had a leather coat on.
Mm-hmm.
She had no abrasions on her arm, nothing. She had a bruise on her hip, on her right hip, where she fell.
How's her ass cheeks? That's
Huh?
it.
What?
I just want to know how her
I
wife's
inspe-
ass cheeks
I
are.
inspected those thoroughly, and they were fine. But
Oh boy.
her right hip was bruised
Yeah.
up pretty bad. Her knees, because when she hit, she told me the first thing I thought about, she said, when I hit, she goes, when we went down, I thought about traffic behind me. So she said, I tried to roll to the left out of the way. So she said, I hit and I rolled up on my knees and tried to roll out of the way.
Oh yeah.
So she got some abrasions on her knees, and then her hands, she was wearing gloves. Her hands got chewed up too.
FYI, Lurch has got abrasions on his knees year round. FYI.
It's true.
You know what you can do for that?
You're not even going to come back on that.
Why bother?
Wear knee pads.
Yeah, right.
You can wear knee pads.
Right.
But
So she got bruise on her hip.
bruise on her hip,
Mm-hmm.
and then her hands were scraped up pretty bad, and her knees.
Why were her hands scraped up? Was she not wearing
She-
gloves?
No, she had gloves on.
Okay. Well, did
And
it
she
go
had-
through the gloves
she
or
had-
what?
She had Oakley gloves on, as a matter of fact.
But
Well,
chewed
that's
right through him.
bullshit.
The Oakley gloves with the hard knuckles,
Yeah.
the black ones, yeah, and it tore right through them.
No shit.
Yep.
See, that's good to know.
Yep. I had what did I had some like
See the fabric. I wear fabric gloves
I
too.
know,
That worries me,
but
dude.
The leather holds up a lot
dude,
better.
listen to this. I didn't have leather gloves. I had fabric gloves on.
Right? Like
And
her.
it tore my gloves up, didn't tear my hands up at all.
What kind of did you have?
I
You don't know. It's all right.
I should have looked at before we talked.
but the Oakleys went straight up.
They
I
did.
wonder if it's just the way she fell. Do you think, Lurch, or is it? Or do you think they're just cheaper gloves? I don't know. I have a pretty cheap pair of gloves.
I just think the leather holds up better.
Well, I agree. When it comes to gloves,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like the 360 illumination jacket I have that I wear when it's colder, it's got Kevlar in it. That will hold up just as good as leather. But
the places
gloves,
that have Kevlar do, but the
Yes.
other stuff, the friction heats it up and melts it and trashes it.
so Oakley,
What
if you're wearing Oakley gloves, not
what kind of suits do the racers racing sport bikes and stuff wear?
yeah, right. They wear leather.
There's a reason.
Mhm. Oh yeah, absolutely, thick ass leather.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a reason for it.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's true. So your gloves fine. Your hands didn't
my
receive
hands
any
were
road
fine.
rash.
My gloves were torn apart.
So
they were torn up. They're no good anymore. But going back, I had a big leather wallet. I wear it on my right side.
you're right. Ass
Full
cheek.
of cash.
Yeah, I was.
Those Benjamins protected his
yeah.
cheeks.
Yeah.
Because that's how Chewy.
I'm a cop.
He's
we make,
all about
we make
the
good money.
Benjamins.
We make
That's how
good
he
money.
rolls. Flashing the
Yeah.
Benjamins.
Dre.
9.5 plus 4 pennies. Add that shit up. All right. Enough of that. All right. So
But that saved my ass. I'm telling you, it really did. I would have been chewed up big time because 2 days later, humongous bruise
yeah,
right there where my ass cheek was. It tore the wallet up, tore the snap off the wallet, tore the wallet kind of almost in half, and it tore the chain off the wallet as well. So
people don't think of a low side as being really violent, but it is. I mean, I've low
on black
sided
asphalt.
I've low sided in training at a pretty low speed, and I mean, it hurt. When you're not expecting to be whipped down to the ground.
It's never as graceful as you think it's going to be.
So you're going into a corner. You probably dumped your speed. You said you probably thought you're going 10, 15 miles an
30,
hour.
but most 30 miles an hour.
Oh, you were riding over your head. Just admit it.
Oh,
just Tim teasing.
Because I'm crazy right.
So the top speed would have been
teasing,
30.
dude.
When
I would
that bike
say
goes out from
30.
underneath you and it pitches you down, it's obviously more violent to be high sided because it flings you up in the air and you go flying for quite a distance. But a low side is
I did do that.
a low
FYI.
side is pretty dramatic. I mean,
Yes.
it'll slam you down. And generally on a low side, you're not expecting it. Well, you're not expecting any of it, but you go down fast and you'll hit your hip, your shoulder, your elbow. Sometimes you're right, depending which side you're going down, your helmet will bounce off the ground. It's still pretty dramatic crash.
I agree.
Yeah, it was, and it happened so fast. It was.
So why don't you bring it in for the audience? Because you went from talking about pegging out and talking about air shocks into a wreck. So what do you attribute this wreck to? Is there anything?
What I'm saying is, when you start a ride, if you're going to go on a ride, check your bike. Check your bike.
Mhm.
I don't care if it's you've rode it 2 days earlier. Check your tire pressure. Check if you have air shocks. Check your air shocks.
So that's what I'm getting at is bring it all together in a package. So basically I'm getting pieces that you pegged out. You're talking about check your bike and air shocks, and then you're talking about wreck and what. Are you saying there's a cause to your collision?
When I went down, like I stated before, when we started off this trip, I pegged out
Right.
on just coming out of a stop sign. When I wrecked my bike, after the guys got to my bike, they stood it up. Lee came up to me and he says, "Hey, how much air pressure do you have?" And I had not said anything to anyone.
Here's my question though. You said earlier you slid your pegs.
Mhm.
Would you have normally expected it to do that?
No.
Okay, so
No.
was that maybe a sign like, ooh, I don't normally
And like I said, I had
my
a gut
floorboards
I had a
and-
gut feeling.
Okay.
And then we got down to Justin's and we started talking to everybody, and it just slipped my mind. And so once I wrecked, Lee came up to me and he asked me, and like I said, I was trying to explain, my wife's not a very big girl. She's 110 pounds. So she doesn't weigh very much, and she's on the back of the bike. And if you've got somebody that's a little bit larger than that, your airbags need to be aired up properly. That's what I'm saying. You need to check. You
Your
need to go
shocks.
through, and you need to check all those, the air shocks, all that stuff.
Well, Trey, I'm glad you mentioned that because we do have a free video on that, on everything you need to know on how to adjust Harley Davidson Street Glide touring rear air suspension. You can go to lawabidingbiker.com/Harley air suspension. Very popular video.
who was
And,
the hand model for that?
The hand model was the one, the only Lurch. Of
thank
course,
you.
he's a hand model a
Thank
lot.
you. Thank you.
And we also, if you just go to our website and use the search bar, you can search for manual suspension.
That's how I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime I got a question about something, I hit that little search bar and it comes right up. Everything we've ever done on podcasts, videos, it just bloop, 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 lines it all up. It's nice.
Very nice.
If you're not using that search bar, you should be.
You should
Thank you.
It's a nice tool.
use it
is
several
and
times.
Literally, while we're here, I know we've done a video on air suspension. So what did I do? I pulled up lawabidingbiker.com. I went to the search bar in the upper right hand corner, and I searched air suspension. It came right up with the
And you know
video.
what?
Yeah, that's how I find shit on my own site because
And
I
thank
can't
you
remember
for-
everything we've done.
From the community, being that I use it myself, thank you for putting it up in the right-hand corner where it's easy to see. I don't have to scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page and look at some little search thing. I mean, it's right there.
You're very welcome, and thank you for mentioning that.
That's right.
It does help. We get a lot of emails from people, and we're like, we would have, because sometimes it takes us, 24, 48, depending on the urgency of the email, even longer. Sometimes we're like, boy, we just search it and send them an email back. So just search it and you'll save yourself a lot of headache and time. If it's on our site, you'll find it on that search bar. All right, Chewy.
So,
Thanks for pausing.
yeah, I would, so when Lee
So
got,
your air suspension was freaking low.
Lee, he asked me, he came up and asked me
Mhm.
after the bike had gone down and they finally got it way down the road. He comes up and asked me, "Hey, what was your air in your air shocks?" And I said, I don't know. And he says, "Do you have an air pump?" And I said, "No." He goes, "Well, I think somebody's got one." So he went and checked it. I had 10 pounds. 10 pounds in the air shocks.
Yeah, that's pretty low.
That's low.
That's low for a
You need a
single
penis
rider.
pump. You need a penis pump for sure.
Need to pump it up.
Yeah, you need to
Pump it up, man.
be close to 30 pounds for. I mean, it depends.
10
on
pounds is low for 2 riders because you're riding 2 up.
I think I used to ride about 27 to 30 pounds with the wife and I.
Mm-hmm.
So they
Yep.
they aired it back up, and yeah, we had. I mean, I was.
But
hurt.
you rode your bike.
Oh yeah, we rode it. I was hurt, but I was more concerned about my wife because I was like, geez,
Your ego was hurt.
it was actually because you
Son,
talked.
your ego's writing checks your body can't cash.
Well, you talked about.
Top Gun.
You talked.
Did you know where that came from, Lurch?
Was it Top Gun?
Remember that? Yeah. Yeah. Son, your ego's writing checks your body can't cash. You'll be flying rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong on a cargo plane.
Yep.
Remember all that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just like yesterday. Go ahead. Sorry, Chewy. Sorry.
But to what you said earlier, I'm a pretty confident rider, and I've always. I come to an intersection, I slow down, even if it's a green light, I slow down, I look,
Right,
watch,
defensive. Mm-hmm.
and and my wife she's real skeptical of who she rides with because of her experience and how she, and she's ridden with me and she's pretty much comfortable the way I ride, and
Was.
Well, even
Dude, that's
Sorry, that was cold.
She got back on the bike. Get this, she got back on the bike with me and rolled all the way home.
Sorry, brother.
Yeah, she did.
So
we're going to bust your balls even if it wasn't your fault.
It's all good. Yep, I understand. Totally. But I kind of lost my train of thought.
Don't let her get on the back of Lurch's Street Glide or Road Glide with him now because she'll never get back on yours.
That, yeah.
Actually, I think I'm going to back mine off a little bit. I got a little too stiff. I'm playing with it.
Speaking of, does that new 2015 Road Glide have the manual suspension like mine?
It does.
Okay, we have a video on that
That
too.
would be nice.
The specials do.
That
Yep.
would be nice.
And, if you have the air suspension for a mere $549, you can get the Harley manual suspension and put it on there.
So much better. The air suspension's okay. I had it in my 2011 Street Glide, but it's so much better.
I would actually like to
manual
have what
suspension.
you guys have because
The manual just suspension, I should
There's
say.
some other brands out there too, but that's what the Harley one
because these people that have these air socks that you have to manually air up, they will leak. You got to check them.
Oh, sure.
You have to check them.
With temperatures, they come up and down like a tire. That's the problem.
You have to check them. So
you think you would have been just fine if you'd have had 30 PSI in there?
Absolutely.
Kind of sounds like it.
Absolutely. It wasn't like my wife said. She was on the back and she said, we went around that. You started going around the corner. She says, you weren't going fast. She goes, honestly, we were riding. It was nice. I was almost asleep. She said, and you went around the corner. We started pegging and we started grinding on a little bit. She goes, didn't think nothing of it. And then she said it was like a split second and we're on the ground.
Yeah, you went from rubbing the floorboard to hitting the mount.
Why don't you explain that? Because that's exactly what I'm saying. It got into the actual, not just the floorboard. Mine are grinded too from low speed maneuvers. But if you do that at high speed, it'll skip up out.
Yeah,
It'll
because
skip that rear tire.
You said that somebody that was behind you said your back
one of the
tire
guys
came up in the
one
air.
of the guys behind us said, he said, I saw you going around the corner and you were doing fine. But he said, all of a sudden your back tire came off the ground.
That's the point of no return when you get into
He
that.
said your back tire came off the ground and your bike went down.
And I remember coming over to your house after the wreck and looking at it, and you had some major damage to the support that comes
Floorboard
off.
support.
Yeah, that comes off the frame.
Nice call on
that goes
terminology.
up to the floorboard. It's one thing to grind your floorboards. They're designed to lift up and come out of the way, and generally you feel it vibrating under your foot, and you ease up a little bit. But when you get into that support, that's a big chunky piece of aluminum, and it's not really ergonomic. It's not meant to be slid on the ground.
Right.
And you're right. Low speeds, you can drag it. It's not that big a deal. Most others have some marks in them. But the grind marks on yours were significant. So I think it got to a point where it just, the friction was too much and it dug into the asphalt and then.
Or if you hit an
up.
abnormality.
Sure.
In the road.
Yeah, the little dip in
even
the
at
road
low speed, I've done that and the bikes went down when we're training.
Yeah, you
had
grabbed
a
yours
crack.
one time.
I grabbed mine out here, screwing around. If you get into that floorboard support and there's an abnormality or something, it will skip you up and dump you.
Yep.
So there may have been
Could be.
a crack
A couple of the guys,
in the road.
Justin,
A deep crack.
Justin, who was
Deep
leading,
crack.
said he knew
He's not even listening to me.
a deep crack in the road.
Sorry, go ahead.
Cavernous.
Yeah. Justin, who was leading it, he said that, he didn't really know we went down
Because he was in
until-
front of you.
Yeah, he was in front of us until he looked. He said, I looked to the left and I saw a bike riding the rail beside me, going past me, and no one was on it.
Yeah.
He said, and then
Isn't
I
that
looked
weird?
he goes, and then I looked in my mirror and I saw two bodies going across the road. He goes, and at that time, he goes, my wife didn't even wait. She got on the phone, dialed 911.
Oh, she did?
Right
Okay.
away. She didn't wait. Boom, she dialed 911.
Did the ambulance come?
Yep. Ambulance came and,
You didn't ride, obviously.
oh no,
Did you sign a waiver?
I did.
Good job.
Yep.
Got to make sure you sign the waiver.
No, my wife actually got into the ambulance and they checked her out real good and
But they checked her hip real good.
probably. She's pretty sexy.
This is wrong. I shouldn't even be saying that.
She's pretty sexy. But,
Don't look at me for validation for your inappropriate comment. I'm not going to jump on that train.
You already made an inappropriate comment anyways.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But what's funny is,
she knows us anyway. She knows we got to screw
yeah.
around like that.
yeah, she, so we got done and I asked her, I'm like, if you want to ride with somebody else, I'm going to ride this bike home. I'm going to ride and make sure, get it home. And actually, I got to thank the deputy that was there. I don't remember his name, but he was really, really nice. And he actually told us, hey, you know what? I live down in Goldendale. If you guys can drive it down there, if you get down there and you don't want to drive it, you don't feel safe, leave it at my house
Oh, that's nice.
and go, he goes, we can get you a ride home. And then whenever you feel like picking it up, we'll park it in my garage and you guys can pick it up later. So really, really nice guy. And,
That's nice.
yeah, was really nice and helped us out. But we ended up riding it. I went at low speeds and wife was on the back and we drove it.
So tell me this. All right. We're just, we're going to get down and dirty.
Okay.
Give me your inner deep feelings. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So looking back on this now, I wrecked too. And, besides low speed, I've wrecked a lot doing that. Low speed
you will.
drills.
You will if you're practicing low speed drills. You will
Yes,
eat it.
You will eat it. That's normal. But I've been on a little bit higher speed when I high sighted, like I spoke of 2 years ago. I guess the question would be, what in your mind, and be honest, maybe there's things you should implement, but there's things you're not going to implement versus things you might implement. And that includes gear, right? Because you talked
Yeah.
a little bit, and I want to expand on that. You talked a little bit about, the wife had a leather coat. Well, she didn't receive any injuries. So there's this line, as I see it, on what risks we're willing to take as bikers out here on the roads, what gear we have, what gear we know we should have, and we don't wear, all the way from half helmet to full face to leather coats to, really, I mean, is that making it? So speak honestly, you know what? I should be wearing this type of gear, and I'm going to start wearing a leather coat every time, or I know I should, but I'm not going to. Let's open up that conversation. I think that's a good one. I wasn't even expecting that, but I'm thinking in my mind, because I have changed a few things and I know that there's things I should be wearing and I don't.
One thing I didn't mention is the boots I was wearing. I was wearing high quality Danner, like
Logging boots.
like a logging boot.
Yeah, they were big,
and they were
chunky things.
They're like 200.
They got caught in between your frame and the road, I guarantee.
They ripped a hole. It ripped a hole. If I'd have been wearing tennis shoes, I'd be missing toes. I'm telling you right now.
in that particular circumstance.
In that accident that I had,
right.
I'd be missing toes because it ripped a hole in that Danner boot. And that
That's
Danner
crazy.
boot is a high. It's a awesome boot.
Oh, Danners are great boots.
It was a $250 boot, and it's like a logging boot.
Right.
After the fact, you look at it, and I've got a hole on the right boot on the inner.
That's the side you went down on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's got a hole in it, and it scraped the whole top end all the way to the big toe. And I don't know how. It's kind of weird how it happened, but if I'd have been wearing tennis shoes, because I like to wear tennis shoes on a hot day. I wear tennis shoes, and if I would have I'd be missing toes. I'm telling you.
Why'd you decide to wear boots that day?
I don't know. I like those boots, and sometimes I'll wear them. And I just thought, you know what? I'm going to wear the boots today.
It was springtime, so it wasn't hot out.
No, it wasn't hot.
You were wearing a sweatshirt. So you probably just wore the boots because it was appropriate for the weather.
Probably, yeah. And I'm glad I was, because I'd be hurting if I hadn't had those.
That's good to know. Yeah, and so the question is, let's start with this question.
Okay.
Have you made any personal safety decisions based on that accident that you are going to change some particular piece or multiple pieces of riding gear or not? Or
I think for me, it's I think I'm going to wear boots when I ride, based off of what happened.
So all the time you're not going to wear tennis shoes ever again?
I wore tennis shoes tonight.
Well, that puts a kibosh on that.
So, but I mean,
it was a quick ride.
But if I'm going
right, but this is what I'm trying to get down to.
If I'm going on a long ride, I think that I'll wear the boots.
But don't most collisions happen within 5 miles of your home?
If you only ride,
I'm just being the devil's advocate.
Sure.
So
I think
so. You're not really willing to change it all the way.
Here's what I put this wreck up to.
Mm-hmm.
My fault, not checking.
Right.
My bike. That's the
so you're not going to change jack shit.
But
your safety precaution is to do a once over on your bike.
Oh, there you go.
Before you ride it.
I think that every single person that gets on a bike needs to check their bike over.
And you should.
And you should check your tires. Like I've said, check it. If I would have thought about this and remembered when I got down there to check the air shocks, I don't think we would have wrecked.
Okay.
I honestly don't. Because I mean, my wife even told me, she goes, you weren't driving crazy. You weren't. She says, you slowed down. We ran around the corner. Everything was fine. You started hitting your pegs. Everything was fine. And then all of a sudden we were down.
You don't always wear gloves, I've noticed in the past.
I don't. In the summertime, I tend not to wear gloves because it's so hot.
Will that change your mind now?
It's okay if it doesn't.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think.
I don't feel comfortable riding without them. I don't care if it's 110. I'll wear a glove.
I don't
just
think.
Always have.
I sweat really bad. My hands sweat really bad.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh, mine sweated yesterday on the way to Wenatchee.
So
something terrible.
And I don't think that. I honestly don't think that my driving caused that.
Well,
accident.
even if it doesn't, though, right? We just talked about. I mean, anybody can. Mm-hmm. One of our good friends, Mark.
Right.
Mark McKinney just went down.
So yeah, I guess if you want to be if you want to protect yourself,
I'm asking you.
For me,
you're not going to make any changes. It's okay if you.
I am not. No, I'm not going to. Except for if I go on a long ride, I'm wearing boots.
Okay, there you go.
That's the way it's going to be.
Good.
My wife's pretty. She wears boots. I mean, it doesn't matter if we're going into Yakima. Nope, I'm wearing boots. She's got a leather vest on or leather coat on. She wears a full face helmet.
So she's smarter than all of us. See?
She's smarter than all of us. And I wear a
women are smarter than us guys. I don't want to believe it, but I have to believe it on that one.
I don't know. Mine wears a tank top.
Yeah, true. She wears a full face helmet though, by God.
She has a half helmet now.
She does?
Just bought it.
I've only seen her wear a full face. Wow.
She hasn't worn it yet, but we got her
she's getting spunky in her old age, dude.
We got her half helmet and just got some glasses for her.
Oh, Lurchy's they're getting wild in their old age. They're probably just tearing up the house. Put your half helmet on, baby. So
no, but my wife wears a full face. She will not go to a half helmet. She never will. She's told me, nope,
right?
I don't care.
She's smart.
I'm wearing a full face helmet, and we actually did hit our heads. Both of our helmets.
Oh, good question. Dude, nice. Lurch is showing me a picture of Ange. She looks hot in that, dude.
Nice. Oh, she does. That's
Did
awesome.
you guys do role play night with her wearing the helmet?
No, she goes, why did
you be a bad biker?
She's got a tank top on. She's
Lurchy, you big bad biker in your new street glide or road glide. Sorry.
She goes, did you purposely take a picture of my cleavage? The woman owns 75 tank tops.
It's blue like your balls.
She's got like 10 black tank tops. Apparently there's different shades of black.
She does like the tank tops.
Oh, she loves tank tops. She's a tank top fool. Loves them.
Wow. She's getting a half helmet. What changed her mind, dude?
I bought it for her.
Okay. Yeah.
He's
right.
like, you will wear this.
So basically what Lurch is saying is that's the free freaking helmet I got at Round Stick Fountain when I bought my bike.
No, that's the, what do we got? The ones with the drop down shades?
It's out of a box of.
I can't remember the brand of those.
Yeah. Jake bought his, Justice bought his from that.
It's the one with the little drop down.
Right.
They're
it's
nice
a
helmets.
G-Max.
They're nice
I have that for my half helmet.
Yeah, it's
They're
a G-Max.
nice helmets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the price. And we're going to do we can't even get into that. We're going to do another episode on helmets and all kinds of shit. We've got so many plans for you guys. Let's not even get into that too much. But yeah, the half helmet G-Max. Okay, well, that's interesting because I just thought she would never wear a half helmet. But she is.
Yeah.
You're just staring at me, dude.
I don't know. She's going to try it and she may not like it. I don't know.
Right.
Her issue was she's sensitive to the wind as far as her ears and eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So that helmet comes with a liner that pops in, which is really designed to be worn in colder weather.
Oh
But
yeah, the neck
the
guard.
ears, yeah,
Yeah,
the
the ear
ears.
and neck guard. Yeah,
so it'll
right.
cover her ears, and it's got the drop down, visor. So
Right, the Top Gun visor.
Right.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we'll see. I don't know that she'd want to wear it for long trips, but maybe short ones. She's going to give it a try.
Okay, cool.
It might have been a waste of my money, but
Right.
I wanted to give it a shot.
Okay.
I wanted her to have options.
Okay. Good. No, that's very interesting. Chewy.
Yep.
What else about?
So we
so no
rolled the-
gear changes. Let's
Nope.
get past that. So Chewy's not personally making any because I think about this stuff all the time. I really do.
Who farted?
Probably Buddy.
Nope. I would claim it.
Buddy.
Oh my
me.
God, his butt's pointing right at me. I think Buddy farted. Yeah, it smells kind of like cauliflower. That's weird.
Dude.
Why does Buddy have cauliflower?
Buddy's a ghetto dog, dude. He's just look at that. He's
Oh,
just
yeah.
all lounged out,
He's
dude.
passed out there.
Just his ass right on you.
Buddy, you're an asshole. Sorry to sidetrack us. So no changes.
So
No
no gear
changes.
changes because I do think
But
about
a
that
safety
stuff all the
check.
time, and I have made changes over time. And after my reckon, I know what I should be doing and what I don't do. They're calculated risks, like everything, risk management. But I do change as I get a bit older. But we're gonna have to do a episode on that. We can't even get into that. Go ahead, shoot.
We were talking about the biker gripper.
That is definitely
So,
what so we both been in a wreck.
oh, dude,
And
I'm
within the
telling-
last 2 years.
I'm telling you what.
Now we heard
one
about
of
the violent crash you were in.
Yes, it was violent. I mean, it
violent.
went down on its right side, slid across the road, hit the guardrail, popped up, rode the guardrail for probably 50, 60 feet. Then
Back
it
down.
landed on its left side, destroyed the saddlebag.
It
The saddlebag on
exploded.
it exploded.
Mm-hmm.
So the guys run up to my bike to pick it up. Phone still in the gripper.
Oh,
Radio still blaring.
iPhone 6 Plus
Didn't
in the biker gripper.
didn't move at all.
And
so.
honestly, I will tell you, we sell the biker grippers right on exclusively in the Law Abiding Biker store. They are the cell phone GPS radar detector EFI Tuner mount for your motorcycle. It's again the best solution, I would say. We liked them so much. Obviously, we stamped our logo on it and gave them our full approval.
Mushroom stamped
Sweet.
them.
It is sweet. looking.
Mushroom, straight up
Put
mushroom
a big
stamp,
old
dude.
mushroom
I don't even know what
stamp
that
on
means.
it.
I do know what it means. I just, but here's what I will tell you, because we're very, very transparent here at Law Abiding Biker Media. We put those in that was a neck bubble.
Who's that? Whose neck?
That was
Whose
Buddy.
neck bubble was that?
That was Buddy. All right, Buddy, get Buddy off the mic.
Get off the mic, buddy.
But all jokes aside, like I say, transparent here. We put our logo on it because we really, 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 really trust that thing. And I will tell you that I fully expected. I'm sorry, that's a violent ass crash.
It worked.
But
it didn't move.
I will tell you, and we sell them that I would have expected it to come out. I honestly would have. And I was fully expecting. Okay, that's too violent of a crash. I shit you not that I can't believe that freaking, it's going to stay in on normal rides and even bumpy roads and okay, we can, that's a great mount and all this kind of stuff. But seriously,
didn't move.
it didn't when I high sided.
Yeah.
And that's a violent crash.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get into my complete wreck again, but it was a corner and I hit some gravel and then locked it up and came around before I had anti-locks and high sided and my iPhone.
You got thrown off like a drunk girl on a drunken bull
like
at a
a
bar.
rag, like a bitch, like a
came off-
ragdoll
he came
bitch,
off
dude.
He came off that side of that hill looking like Casper,
Came right off a
just filled with dirt. Looked like freaking Casper.
drunk
That's
cowgirl
right.
at a
Casper,
bar
the
on one of them electric
friendly
bulls.
ghost,
And it's nice that you two are in here because you two are the direct
right
parties
behind you.
behind
right
me.
behind you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I got Supermaned after I high sided into the forest, into a dirt, just straight up powder dirt, dude. Straight up powder dirt.
It's
You look
funny
like
to dude, it's funny to talk about it now, but it wasn't funny at the time. But you were just, dude, he was powder coated.
He looked like one of them powder coated donuts. You know, the cinnamon ones. Are kind of not the white ones, not the white powder.
Man.
The cinnamon ones. The little, they're kind of brown, little powdered. Yeah,
Dude, that's
what you look
perfect. Like. And then you guys
and then you wiped everything off, but you still have the dirt all over your face.
Yeah. And you guys giving me water bottles, and Chewy had some rag or something in your, because I didn't know how I looked.
Yeah.
I just knew that
you were dirty as hell.
I survived. I didn't even know I was that dirty. I was just like looking at you guys when you came around the corner.
Your eyes were huge.
Were they?
Yeah.
That's because
a little shock.
Cinnamon dirt all over
me.
And
he was worried we were going to come into the back of him.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, you got your bike up and got out of the way. And some guy, I don't know who it was, but some guy had a little toolkit in his bag, so we straightened all your stuff back up.
Yeah,
you did. And my biker gripper, again, that's when I fell in love with the biker gripper. I was like, we were just buying them at that point. We're like, it's a good product and it's cool and it's still the sleekest.
You had one on your bike, and I don't think any of us had one.
I was just testing them at that time.
Yep.
And it was after that I really got into it, guys. And so, a little bit of the history of the biker gripper, and that's kind of where you guys have heard it. We've talked about it. We've promoted it. It is available exclusively in our store with our logo on it, custom, for law-abiding bikers. It's pretty badass. And that's when I really got into, you know what? I was looking for at least a product to help monetize the podcast, because we got a lot of bills. And I was like, a physical product would be great. It's a lot of work, but I couldn't have thought of a better product than that mount and that mount system to go ahead and have in our store and make it ours. And so I started working on it from there. And then, we've had them out, of course, for sale, which is hilarious. Not the fact that you wrecked, but the fact that we've had them out. You had one of our custom ones on.
Yeah.
And and the first thing I saw, you sent me a picture of your wrecked bike.
And my phone's
I looked and I was like, I wasn't even looking. It wasn't like a picture of the biker gripper. It was just a picture of your overall bike. And I looked and I'm like, holy shit, his phone is still in that freaking thing after hitting a guardrail and gliding 25 feet and going down low side and all that crap, dude. It should have, again, 18 pounds grip strength.
Yep.
It is absolutely an amazing holder.
Sleek. It's sleek looking too. It's cool looking.
Have you looked at a lot of the junk on the market? Dude, just go type in, Google cell phone motorcycle monitor, go to Amazon. There's so much shit on Amazon, guys. And I love Amazon for some things. It's overrated for a lot of stuff because there's a lot of shit on there too. You got to be careful, just like eBay. But go ahead, do your research. You're going to find junk. Harley makes one. Junk. They're huge. It like has a whole plate that it's like the mount's like the same size as your damn phone because it has a whole backing plate. I saw one down when we were down buying Lurch's bike. Another guy had some cheap knockoff plastic, just bullshit. And it was just ugly as shit, just hanging off his thing. And I'm not just saying that. That's why we picked it up and we're like, we're going to make that. That's a product we want to get in other bikers' hands. That is a product that we trust, that we know that we can back 110%, and we're not giving people shit. And it's made right here in the US of A. It's not an overseas product. It's CNC machine, custom right here, black or chrome.
It looks good even when the phone's not on the bike.
It does.
That's huge.
It looks badass because it's got our logo and it's sleek.
Cool.
It's sleek. You're going to spend money on I don't know what an iPhone is. I had an iPhone Plus.
6 Plus.
Okay. So you're going to spend that money on the phone. Trust me, it works. I'm telling you right now.
Not even a quarter of the price.
I've been in a wreck and I've seen a wreck. It works. Buy it. It's going to keep your phone. Trust me.
Absolutely. And so we finally made this promo up. So I got to play it again right in the middle here because I want to get a promo out. Hey, Bikeaholics, do you have your grip on?
The biker gripper.
Simply the best motorcycle cell phone, GPS, radar detector, and EFI Tuner mount on the market.
Oh, it grips so tight.
That's right, 18 pounds grip strength to be exact.
So sleek and strong.
That's right, fits American or metric motorcycles and comes in black or chrome.
So what are you waiting for? Get your grip on.
You can get the Biker Gripper exclusively in the Law Abiding Biker store. Head over to www.lawabidingbiker.com/store and get your grip on. Chewy, what do you think of that little ditty I put together?
Awesome. Your wife's voice is downright
Yeah,
sexy.
she sounded good on there.
Downright sexy.
She has a good voice, and then I, of course, doctor it up a little bit.
Ooh.
You know,
Ooh, Poppy.
I know it was fun making that because she's pretty conservative compared to me. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And here's a guy that walks around with his nutsack
Yeah.
hanging out at meetings and shit, you know. And here's my prim and proper wife. People, you know, opposites attract, you guys know. And I
Oh,
had
you're
to-
opposites.
Oh yeah, totally. And I had to get her up here to. I actually made that last night. I put all the monologue together, or you know, the parts and what I needed people to say and stuff like that. And then she was literally getting embarrassed saying that. She had
That's
to do
funny.
like 10 takes on the.
That's funny.
Yeah. On, what was it on the? Oh, it grips so tight. She was just like literally laughing, chuckling, trying to talk in the microphone. She goes, "Oh, it didn't sound right." And she goes, "This is so dirty." I'm like, "It's not dirty. It's a biker gripper. It's not supposed to, but it's suggestive." I go, "What is suggestive?"
fun.
But it's fun. And she did have fun with it. But literally, you know, her face gets red while she's doing that. I'm like, I'm just saying, she goes, "Say what?" I go, "Oh, it grips so tight." I go ahead and do it. And because I'm saying it all sensual, you know, and she just, oh, we had a ball with that though. It was fun. She's a good sport to do that because I can't, obviously I don't want to pay a voiceover artist to do all that stuff when I can do it in-house right here, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But Lurch, why don't you pick up there? Lurch is very familiar, works a lot behind the scenes. Of course, Chewy's on the podcast and all that kind of stuff, but Lurch works behind the scenes a lot. So he knows of our store and he knows that kind of stuff. We've got, why don't you talk about, okay, black and chrome, of course, and we've got two different models. And why don't you break that down, whether
Well-
control versus universal? And actually, you know what? I can go right here and we can pull this up because it's got a lot of the details to make sure we don't miss any. So let's talk about the universal control mount first, and I'll make this bigger for you while you're talking. So go ahead.
The universal is a clamp type system. It's got basically two C clamps, if you will, that bolt together. So it goes around the bar.
Your pinch bolts, right? Oh no, the universal. Sorry, my
Universal,
bad. My
yeah.
bad. I'm ahead.
Yeah. Go back. Back it up. Back it up.
Bag it up.
So the universal mount, hell, you can mount it on your engine guard if you want. I mean, it's designed to mount around a bar. And it goes from, correct me if I'm wrong, 7/8 of an inch to 1 1/4. Is that right?
7/8 to 1 1/4 inch
1
handlebars is what
1/4
it will fit, or any bar, saddlebag, crash bars, engine guards, handlebars, right?
And it comes with the spacers if you have something smaller than the 1 1/4.
3 spacers in the
Yep.
pack.
And the nice thing about this one is I had it on my 08 Street Glide because I had bagger apes on there, and I was able to put it on there and put it in a position where it was easily viewable, and it was down and out of the way of the fairing. So that is a very nice mount. You can use it in a lot of different ways. You could take it off, put it on your 10-speed if you want. It's a very good mount. And it's easy to install. You got 2 screws. Like I said, it's basically 2 C clamps to come together and mount around the bar. It's one of the
Kind of
most,
anywher you want.
pretty much. I mean,
Very universal, which is
as
why
it
it's called
said,
universal.
Universal.
Nice.
Yes, and it's a little bit cheaper than the control mount. The other is a control mount that replaces the pinch bolts on your control clusters, and you can mount it on either your left side or your right side, and it works
Up
for
by your brake reservoir, your clutch reservoir. It doesn't have to be either. I guess it doesn't matter if you have a reservoir, but it's up near your clutch or brake, right?
yeah, it's near the control clusters.
Right.
And you can use it on a metric. You can use it on a standard. I mean, it comes with bolts for both, and it has spacers for both. Mm-hmm. And that one's nice because it's pretty sleek. It's right up there. It doesn't block the view of your mirror. We get a lot of questions of that. Does it block my mirror? No, it doesn't block your mirror. It's in a nice
Doesn't
position.
block your, even when my phone's in it, I can still reach up and hit my signals.
Yep.
Yeah, it might block that you can see it a little bit, but I don't look at my signals when I turn them on. I just hit it with my thumb.
It doesn't block.
It doesn't block.
No.
So it's not a concern.
And that one is, it's very nice. It's very sleek. It's very sexy. They're available in chrome. They're available in black. It just kind of depends on what you think's best for your bike. The universal may not work that great like on the stock Street Glide bars, especially on the newer bikes. It will on the older bikes because the newer bikes have a reservoir on each side, so it's kind of limiting the space that you can put it on. But if you don't have an older bike,
So what
without-
Lurch is talking about, let me break that down a little bit more.
Go for it.
So what Lurch is talking about, so the universal mount is the mount that goes around the bars. It's just a clamp. It's a universal clamp, and you can put it anywhere on your bars. The reason it may not be the best solution for you if you have stock bars on a Street Glide or something like that, is because there's not enough uprise in your bars. And so, and because they're brake side and clutch side reservoirs for hydraulic, type, the fluid reservoirs, there's really not enough bar. You can mount it.
You just may not be able to get it into adjustment to where you can see it nicely.
To where you can get the head unit on there, which is the actual biker gripper. There's a proprietary ball. It's not proprietary. It's actually fits with Garmin's and all kinds of stuff. I find out I shouldn't say it's proprietary. It's just I believe it's a 1 inch. I can't remember, but yeah. So like Lurt says, you may not have necessarily be able to adjust it enough so it can be directly facing you. Works perfect with the new Road Glide bars because there's so much pullback. Works perfect if you have 13-inch or 12-inch apes. Anything outside of stock, because it actually works better technically for apes and stuff, because you can actually mount it on the uprise and put that baby directly in front of your face.
Yeah, I had it on 12-inch apes on my 08 Street Glide. I had it on the uprise, and I loved where it was at. This 2015 Road Glide, I was able to put a universal on and still work.
Right. You're talking about your Street Glide?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right, because you had 13-inch apes, right?
They were 12, but yeah.
12, yeah, right. Mm-hmm. And so that would be that's the only thing I'd say about the universal is I did try it. So if you have stock bars and you have a Road Glide or an Ultra Classic or something like that, and you're going to keep your stock bars, the control mount probably is the way to go. Again, it just replaces the pinch bolts that keep your signal, your whole control cluster deal. It's so simple to install. Of course.
We got a video for that.
We have 2 videos. Yeah, true. One right on the for the universal, and we have another one for the control mount, and we show you exactly how to install it, the limitations, what you might want. In those kits, comes with everything. Comes with the Allen wrenches, the control mount, of course. Universal, it doesn't matter about the bolts, because it doesn't matter what kind of bolts you use. It goes on any damn handlebar.
It screws to itself.
Right. Screws to itself. There you go. Well said. Now, with the control mount that replaces your pinch bolts, metric or American, like we say, it comes with metric bolts because they're threaded different. To replace your metric pinch bolts, it comes with American bolts to replace standard pinch bolts. And so it also comes with the Allen wrenches. It comes with instructions, but you don't need the instructions, because if you go to lawabidingbiker.com/store and you look at the biker grippers, either of them, the control mount or the universal, there's videos there for both of them. It will show you. There's lots of photos, because that's just the way I roll. More than any other stores I see online, I put an assload of photos. I put videos. I want to make sure that you guys know what you're getting and know what you need to order and what's going to work best for your bike, because I took this product on and of course it's stamped with our logo and our approval. So I want to make sure, in true law-abiding biker style, that we get the information to you guys and so you don't have to buy a bunch of that junk that is on the market. I just dare you, go out and search for all the junk on the market on that. It is, of course, USA made, CNC. I told you guys, black or chrome. I will tell you, on the control mount, a lot of guys don't think about it. But on the control mount, the one that replaces your pinch bolts and your clamp for your control cluster, just know that you can mount that right side up or upside down. A lot of guys don't think about that. And even on stock bars, I had a guy send, I can't think of who it was. He sent me an email and said, hey, I mounted my stock Street Glide 2014. I mounted it upside down, and my iPhone 6 Plus fits perfect in there, and there's still plenty of clearance. So it still doesn't hit his tank. You know what I mean? So even
if you want it a little bit lower.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Sure.
I like mine up because I have short bars, and it puts it up at a visual level that's more appropriate for me. But for him, it must work just fine to put it upside down, and didn't want it sticking up. His buddy farting again, dude.
Yeah, he ripped another one.
That's ridiculous.
Good God.
Absolutely
Attaboy,
ridiculous. The body of the gripper is injection molded, guys, using DuPont Delrin acetal resin thermoplastic. Say that 10 times fast. It's badass shit is what that means. Badass shit.
It's
Tongue
grippy.
twister.
It's grippy.
Yeah. The grip range, I will tell you guys. So let's talk about that. So right now we only sell them in a unit. So you either buy the universal mount, black or chrome. Of course, chrome costs more, guys. We had a couple people, email us and ask, yes, absolutely. And it's on the store. It tells you when you switch it to chrome color, it bumps the price up. Chrome costs money to chrome things. But if you're a chrome guy, we definitely wanted to make those available because we only had them in black at first, but we had enough requests for the chrome. But it is, so the unit comes with the control mount, the universal, but each one comes with the head unit. That's part of the package when you purchase it. It's very clear on the store. So you'll get, the head units are all the same. It doesn't matter. The mount is just different. It's got a ball. Why don't you explain that ball system? Matt's good with balls.
The balls.
Did you hear that, Chewy? Matt's good with balls.
You guys been talking about balls.
Pretty much.
So the universal mount and the control mount both have a ball on them. And there is a
pretty small ball.
The ball fits into a socket.
Nice.
God dang, buddy.
Dude.
Oh my God. Wow. Get him out of here.
Do you smell it?
I don't.
It's because his ass is
Pointed right at him.
hold on, hold
Don't
on.
wave that
Hold
over
on.
towards me.
Smell that. That smells like dog food.
Why you gotta be an asshole?
He might have burped. You smell it now?
Oh yeah.
He
Get outta here.
either burped and farted, or the fart smelled like dog food. That's
My
the
God,
worst.
buddy.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I have to start kicking him out of here.
Oh,
so,
my
anyways,
God.
the mounts have a ball. Now the head unit has a socket that pops over the ball, and then there's a for a nut, basically a plastic nut that tightens down around the head unit, and that's what allows you to have a lot of different mounting positions, because once you get that ball into the socket and tighten down, you can rotate it around until you get it into a position that you like.
Right. It's very adjustable.
Very.
And there's a couple extra bolts on there where you can loosen them and tighten them and rotate it.
There is, yes, you could. If you need a little more adjustment, you can loosen up that. There's one socket or a bolt.
For up and down and side to side, there's two adjustments.
Yeah, on the control mount, there's two. On the universal, there's one, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
And we've nothing but 5-star ratings in our store on this thing. Nothing, seriously, we have nothing less than a 5-star rating. So if you guys if you do buy it, please, of course, any extra money we make off those goes right back into our tank. It is a quality product. And review us, guys. Just go back to where you bought it and just review it. It helps other guys realize. And some guys put some cool stuff in here on these comments. The ball that Matt's talking about, Lurch, is a 17 millimeter ball. And so I want to bring this together. Some guys are leaving some comments in here. And one of the guys in here, I'm not going to look it up right now, but he was very, very helpful. And he said, you know what? That frickin' ball is the same exact size as the Garmin balls. And he goes, so you know what I do? Screw the Garmin mount. He goes, when I go in my motorhome, I take the biker gripper head unit off my motorcycle and I mount it to that same ball in my motorhome, and I use the biker gripper for in my motorhome.
Sweet.
Yeah. So reviews
So
like
you take
that.
the head unit from the
Totally.
bike to the motorhome. Okay.
Yep.
That's
Right on.
cool.
It is. And so they're rotating them around. All right. With that said, I will tell you guys, we have had some questions, and maybe in the future, if you're listening to this in the future, we may have the head units where you can buy them by themselves and or just a control mount. We have had a few requests. We just can't get, it's a lot of money to stock this product. I'm stocking it all here. And Lurch knows because he sees behind the scenes. When you're buying a ton of this stuff from the factory where we get it made and have it CNC machined and everything, we have a lot of money into that, guys. So we just can't, we don't have enough for stock to sell things separate. So right now it's a package, either the universal, the control mount, both come with a head unit. We can't sell it different, but you can always check if you're listening to this far in the future and see if we've reached a point where we can go ahead and sell separate parts. Cause some people are like, I have multiple bikes and I want to just buy a control mount or a universal mount for each bike and just take the head back and forth. And I get it, guys.
Fair enough.
I totally fair, but you got to understand from our standpoint, we can't stock that.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how much this stuff costs. I mean, even a small order is costing a few $1,000s. And
Oh, yeah.
When you're talking about a small company, a personal company, that's a big chunk of change.
Yep.
To be able to get some in, and then the fear is, oh my goodness, what if what
We
if
get
I don't
stuck
sell
with
these?
them.
I get stuck with them. Luckily, this is a great product and it's flying off the shelves.
Right.
But still, it takes a little while to get started and build up enough funds to be able to
Yes.
have a big enough stock.
And we're not
But
pushing.
I hate saying no.
We're not pushing this to get money from anyone. I'm telling you, it from experience, this thing works, and that's why we're pushing.
That's why it was our first product
Yeah,
we
that's
took
why
on.
we're pushing it.
We
So
believe
it's
in
great.
it.
It's really good.
Yep, we've got all us rolling with them. I've given a few out to promotional type stuff. Likely at the Sturgis meetup, there might be a few of those. Who knows? We'll see. Keep people guessing. But really, guys, we just we're looking at some other products to maybe bring into our store. It's a lot of work, but we're trying to, like I say, monetize, and that just means there's more stuff we can bring you guys. And although we appreciate every donation and patron, it only makes up for so much of the bills. So if we're going to grow, that's just part of the process. And we felt like this was a trustworthy product to bring right on.
Go in and buy it, guys. It works.
Yes. We do have a blog, and I did it. If you want more information, you can just go to lawabidingbiker.com/biker-gripper. And there's a lot of pics there and stuff. Of course, there's a lot of purchase buttons. If you want to, it'll take you right to our store. But we're looking at the internet, our store right here, Lurch. And
You did a fine job with that, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. And there's the 2 videos there for both of them. It fits, again, motorcycles, guys, snowmobiles, ATVs, UTVs, any power sports vehicles, jet skis, literally, guys.
You could probably put it on
any
your
bar.
treadmill,
Yeah. Oh, look at that. You really
your
could.
elliptical, your, let me think, what else?
Your headboard.
You could put it on your headboard.
If you have a bar headboard, dude.
Yeah.
You could do a selfie. You could video your whatever you do.
Selfie.
Whatever you do in there.
Well,
Selfie
we know what Chewy does. He's in there just whacking it.
You can put it on your 10-speed.
Chewy's in there.
It rubs the lotion on its skin. It does this whenever it's told.
Absolutely.
Oh, what else information do we have on that Lurch? On the control mount or the universal mount or anything like that?
It's just kind of, for the most part, it's a preference, but there are some limitations. I think we've discussed them. On the stock bars, you might be better off with the control mount. On apes, you might be better off with the universal. The universal, as is self-described as universal, you can move that. The universal is one you can move to your 10-speed, to your mountain bike,
to your headboard,
elliptical, to your headboard. That
Right.
one you can move around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the most universal, as it says.
Right.
But, the control mount looks really nice too. So it just depends.
You could mount it to your headboard, and while you're just laying there, you could listen to the Law Abiding Biker podcast.
I mean, that's all.
While
we
you're
use it
just
for.
laying the pipe there.
Hang on, honey. I gotta listen to that again.
Gotta rewind.
You can hear my voice.
Yeah, there's other uses for that universal than just your motorcycle. You can use it in your boat when you're fishing. I mean, there's all kinds
True.
of anything that's got a bar, you can clamp it on there.
And again, I will emphasize the head unit, guys. I don't think I talked about the head. The head unit fits. Where do I have it there?
You mentioned it 17 millimeter and it fits. a
No,
bunch
that's
of
the
other things.
ball.
Oh,
Yeah, and no, I have how big the head unit is. So the grip range of the biker, I didn't say it. I had it highlighted, but I didn't say it. The grip range of the biker gripper head is 1.9 inches to 4.2 inches. It fits iPhone 4s, iPhone 4Ss, 5Ss, 5, iPhone 6. I run an iPhone 6 Plus. It's huge, and it still has more room.
and it's adjustable, so you can, if you want your phone to be in a landscape form,
nice.
you don't need it. You just rotate it. It's not wide enough to fit across my phone. It is. Turn the thing sideways.
There you go, because it has all the adjustment.
Yeah, instead of mounting it upright, mount it sideways. You can mount it any direction you want.
And you do that with no tools. It's just got a little plastic nut on the back.
Loosen it
You
up,
loosen it
turn
up.
it, tighten it down.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Bingo, blango, bango.
Bing, bang. So it's plenty big for that. And I will emphasize, guys, it's not just for your cell phone. So Oscar's running one, and he puts his Power Vision EFI, electronic fuel injection tuner screen up there. I see other guys put their GPS units in it. You could put one on both sides. You could put one on both sides of your handlebars. You could have a cell phone on one side, an EFI tuner, or a GPS on the other. Really, sky's the limit. Some guys put toll transponders in it. Some guys put garage door controllers. Some guys put
Kit Kat bar?
just a freaking Kit Kat bar. You could put a Glock in there.
As demonstrated in one of your
I
videos to
did.
show that it holds just about anything.
Yes, it will hold a Glock 45 full size. I don't know if it would do it going down the road, but
And I wouldn't recommend putting
recommend
your
that.
pistol on your grip going down the road. That was just a demonstration to show the grip strength.
yes.
But it is pretty universal.
You know what? We're done with this podcast. We're gonna have to test a Coors Light in it and see if it will grip a Coors Light.
I don't think so.
We should.
Of course, it will. It'll grip a Coors Light.
If it can grip a Glock,
You mean just because it's round?
I just think because of the shape.
Oh yeah, maybe. I see what you're saying. But anyways, guys, that's what else? You have anything else on the biker? But it did make it through, like we say, Chewy's wreck. And anyways, guys.
I think we beat that dead horse.
Oh yeah. But a lot of guys have been asking about it. We kind of put it out.
Okay.
And we didn't say shit about it too much, except a lot of people are subscribed to our YouTube channel, lawabidingbiker.com/YouTube. So they saw it. We've got kind of two audiences. We've got the YouTube
Fair
and
enough.
the podcast, but a lot of them
Fair
are
enough.
intermingled. But
Yeah.
yeah, so we hadn't really talked about it. And I will probably take this audio file and put it on the Biker Gripper page.
That would be a good idea.
It'll be on the podcast page and also on the Biker Gripper
I think
page.
that's a wise idea, sir.
I'll take that little Libsyn snippet now that Lurch knows what that is. Some code,
Oh, yeah.
a little bit of code, and we'll put it there.
Snip it.
All right, real quick, let's cover a real quick Facebook comment, and we're gonna take it on out of here, guys. This is you want to talk about this? Do you know about this? I thought it was just kind of cool. We have so many Facebook comments and emails we need to catch up on, so I'm going to try to do a few in episodes. So, okay, I'll go. All right, so Gary Boot Stark left this on our Facebook, lawabidingbiker.com/Facebook. And he says, I want to say a few words about your Harley infotainment video. He's talking about the Boombox infotainment system on the new 2014 and on Rushmore Project Harley Davidson touring bikes. He says, I watched it once during the winter and once before a 2K round trip from New York, near New York City to Indiana a few weeks ago. Without this video, the GPS on my 14 Street Glide Special would be useless. I tried to use it before your tutorial and had a lot of issues getting it set correctly. I think the key is getting the settings to your own personal taste. Learning the hidden or not so easy to find menus was key. Thank you for being so thorough with this video and other videos. Your attention to detail is second to none. Thank you, Gary Boot Stark. If you want to get the #1 best-selling boom box infotainment system videos, Harley Davidson, of course, you can head over. We have them. That's right. We have them, Lurch. Did you know that? Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
thanks
we do.
for your input, Gary.
Yeah, thanks. And Lurch is
I'll be watching that.
he's got
pretty
the new
soon, 'cause
boombox.
I need to get
You've been
schooled
watching
up.
it.
Yeah, I've watched the all the boombox stuff. I need to watch the one on the GPS.
Oh yeah, right. The
Yeah.
ride planner.
Yeah, I need to get schooled up on that. That's my next project.
Get all the videos at lawabidingbiker.com/Harley Boombox. There's 3 videos. There's the basic video. Quit getting gray hair, guys. Trust me, these are so popular. We never knew they were going to be so popular, but they're helping bikers around the world. And Lurch knows because he sees the emails how many positive comments people just flip. Not only do they, it's a fair price. They purchase the video. They then send us a thank you email for taking stress out of their life so they can figure out how to use this thing. But we've got that video, the original, the get up and going, and then we've got the software update. You need to make sure your units are up to date, the software. And just because you bought a new bike does not mean, even if the dealer tells you that it is up to date. And then #3 is the ride planner, the free Harley Davidson ride planner. Plan your ride, everything surrounding it, download it on a thumb drive, and bada bing, bada bang, get it up into your boombox and head out on your wonderful motorcycle trip.
We are here for you.
You know it, Chewy. You know it. God, it's been a great episode. We covered a lot, and we talked about it before, guys. We had a few emails, and guys are like, "Oh, guys,
Hey, oh.
geez, what was that? All right, let's take it out." You know what? A lot of guys were like, "Hey, you guys should do some longer podcasts." We were always worried about length, and we've just come to the realization that not all of them are going to be this long, but the last couple we did have been 90 minutes. But people appreciate the content, and they're like, you know what? If you ramble, or we like it when you get off on tangents, we like it. I've had multiple of those emails lately, so I'm like, okay, the audience has spoken. We're gonna,
You want it? We'll give it to you.
We'll give it to you.
We enjoy doing it.
We do. And like Lurch says, listen to it and mow the lawn and then pick back up on it on your next run or whatever, At least it's there waiting for you. We have a lot of commuters that like listening on their commute and all that. So anyways, guys, with that said, we should talk about t-shirts real quick. Call to action, guys. You want to be the coolest looking biker at any event? That's right, you can. There's only one way you can do it. That you can get your custom law-abiding biker t-shirt now. We've got them for sale right in our store, right alongside the sexy, the sleek biker gripper. The t-shirts are there too. There's no better time to join the biker revolution. That's what we call it around here at Law Abiding Biker. It is a biker revolution, guys. Let the world know you're part of that revolution. That's right. Rock your shirt wherever you go. Post your pics on Facebook page. We've had a lot of guys doing that. We kept them reasonably priced for you guys. They're quality t-shirts. Lurch is in charge of that. He wouldn't sell you shit, would you, Lurch?
No, I would not. And I just placed another order for some of the big boy sizes and some of the smaller sizes.
Awesome.
Nice.
We had a good stock of the large, extra large, double X, but we've got triple X, 4X, got some small and some mediums coming in. So we got you covered, whatever size you need.
That's right. Right from Lurch. How do they get those, Lurch? Where do they go?
They go to lawabidingbiker.com/shirts.
That simple, guys. There you go. All right, don't forget the podcast hotline. Leave us a voicemail. We can answer your question. 509-731-3548. Don't forget, you can leave a voicemail from your computer anywhere in the world for free. lawabidingbiker.com/voicemail. Guys, it's been great. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. We hope it was
Give us a
informational.
call.
We hope it was
Entertaining.
We hope it was.
Infotaining.
Yeah, what'd you have to say?
I said, give us a call. Leave a voicemail. We'd like to hear from you.
Damn right. We got a few we got to play in some upcoming episodes, guys. Keep the rubber side down.
And the shiny side up.
We're out.
Booyah.
Like a trout.